Hello and welcome to Movies, Films, and Flicks. I am Mark Hoffmeyer, and joining me is a man who may or may not have acid blood. It's Norbert Morvan.
Game over, man. Game over.
Acid blood for a human would be horrifying because so there's an episode of The Boys where this guy can vomit up acid, but so he vomits
Yes.
up acid and it melts things. But when he gets knocked on his back and the vomit shoots on in the air and then lands on his face, he melts.
And yeah, it doesn't make sense.
So
You're right.
it works better for engineered creatures who are perfect war machines.
That's because the alien, their skin is chitinous. It's silicone based.
Oh, so it doesn't bother him. It's
No,
crazy.
not at all.
So I asked you to come join me to explain the Alien franchise in 5 to 10 minutes because
Yes, sir.
we've talked Alien, we've talked Aliens, we've talked a lot about the Alien franchise together since, I mean, probably like '08, and then on the podcast since what, 2018. So
Hmm.
I was like, I'm doing this thing this month where I'm just having MFF All Stars explain a horror franchise in 5 to 10 minutes because I was thinking the other day, I was thinking about the Halloween franchise, and I hope I don't sound like a broken record, but I was thinking about
Not
the
at
Halloween
all.
franchise with the 5 different timelines. I was like, if I was in an
Yes.
elevator with someone and we were going to like the 40th floor, how would I explain this to them and have them leave going, oh, okay, cool. Like, so because there's 5 timelines. And then I started thinking, what's the easiest horror franchise to explain? And I'd air New Earth. He just did Child's Play in 8.5 minutes. I started
Nice.
thinking about just like Jaws. Like, how do you get there? Like, how do you explain that? And so when I thought about the Alien franchise, you were the first person I thought about. So I'm gonna like, hey, I'm gonna bring Norbert in. I'm gonna have him explain the Alien franchise in 5 to 10 minutes. So you ready to go?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's hear it. Oh no, real quick. Why do you
Yes,
love the
sir.
franchise so much?
Man, the first movie, 1979, I was one, so I didn't see it in 79, obviously. But when I saw Alien and Aliens, it hit me to the core. To this day, it's the scariest. It's the scariest monster ever put on film. H.R. Giger is a madman. He's a weirdo. That thing will forever be the scariest thing I've ever seen. It gave me super nightmares to the point where I bought the comic books as a kid and I had to hide them from myself because I couldn't look at the picture on the cover before I went to bed, or else I would have nightmares.
Wow.
Scariest creature in film, period.
Full
At
stop.
least, at least until the French they started just making nonsense.
Yeah, I
But
mean that first movie.
scary.
Yeah, it's
Oh
horrifying.
God. Oh God. And it's such a simple premise. It's a haunted house flick on a spaceship. There's
Yep.
monsters trying to kill you. That's not original. This thing, and then the acid for blood. So if you want to go and try to stab it or whatever, you put a hole in the ship and you die. It's brilliant.
That's why
Brilliant.
Ripley's the best. Sucked it out of the
Yeah.
airlock.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Oh,
And
all
that's
right.
why Alien Isolation, just before I start, that's why Alien Isolation, scariest video game you'll ever play.
Well, I'll never play that
It's
now.
really scary, bro. It's really scary.
I played Resident Evil on GameCube for 5 minutes and I went, nah.
Me too, back in the day. That's what I'm saying. Oh my God. This thing, because at least Resident Evil, if you got some bullets, you can shoot it a couple times, it'll fall down, you run away. The alien, you shoot it, it gets pissed off and charges at you.
Mm-hmm.
I pull out the flamethrower on that thing and it's run through the flame and killed me anyway. Game's hardcore.
Horrifying.
Yep.
Yep. Who wins in a fight? Who wins in a fight? Riddick or Xenomorph?
Riddick has knives. So that's how he lost.
Yeah.
Because he's going to cut the thing and it's going to bleed all over him. Game over. I
So
don't care how much of a Furion you are.
Our man Riddick, we did the whole franchise. Xenomorph is taking him down.
I don't care how much of a Furion you are, bro. You're going to do, I got knives. Dead.
I mean, to be fair, Grid from AVP took out two Yautja. So
Yeah.
it'll, you're right. You're right. You're right. What's
The average alien drone is about as smart as a dog, a very smart dog. So it knows enough. The alien queen is smarter than smartest people that have ever lived.
man, I feel, yeah, I feel bad for that alien queen in Aliens, but like she kind of cheap shots Ripley a little bit, right? When Ripley's like, "Hey, I got these," and then the things start opening, like, and then the other aliens start coming forward. That's a
Dude.
oof.
What's his name? The brother who's a scientist who always hates on sci-fi
Neil
movies because they're
deGrasse
not
Tyson.
realistic. Yeah. Neil deGrasse Tyson, the way he talks down to you, that's how the alien queen looks at you. You know?
That guy gets me sometimes because he'll watch The Core and be like, "That's not how science works." It's like, bro,
Yeah. No
bro,
shit. No
that
shit, Neil.
it's and like people like marine biologists watch Jaws 4 and say if it's real or not. Come on, y'all. Come on.
Hey, Neil, why don't you tell us why unobtainium is not a thing?
Yeah.
Jesus, Neil.
Can a tree get that big? But it's
Christ, Neil.
yeah, just
You know,
let it be.
can we have ponytail sex, Neil? Tell us why that's not possible. Come on, man.
Yes,
Anyway,
I know Judge Dredd wouldn't happen, Neil. Just come on. All right. Oh
I'm
no,
sorry,
wait,
man.
Geostorm, not real? What? All right, so here we go.
What are the odds? Okay.
I'm setting the timer. I'm setting the timer. And
Okay. Ready?
yeah.
Okay. In 2004, the Weyland-Yutani Corporation discovers that, wow, there are ruins. And these ruins contain evidence that alien life has existed on the planet for thousands of years, millennia, maybe millions. And we used to worship these things and we would do their bidding. And so Peter Weyland, head of the company, decides, I'm going to go check this out because I'm that type of guy and I might make some money off of this. So he takes a bunch of people with him to the Arctic to go check it out. Come to find out, guess what? They're not really nice. And they've been using people as incubators for face huggers so that eventually, right out the chest, the aliens come. And then the Yautja will hunt them down. Because while the Yautja are like hunter type of people, other than the alien queen who's super smart, the drones are just like rabbits to be hunted. And so it's the ultimate prey. They go out there, they try to hunt the aliens, which we call xenomorphs. However, what ends up happening is everybody dies except for Sanaa Lathan, because in the comic book also, the only survivor of the AVP series was a woman. So she ends up leaving the Earth with one of the predators. Unfortunately, one of the predators got a face hugger. Face hugger is a thing that jumps on your face, puts a baby inside you. Alien comes out your chest and you die. 2004 is when this happens. Peter Weyland, he also dies. They use his body later on. They use his visage and the way he looks to make bishops. But that's way down in the future. The next one that happens, Alien vs. Predator Requiem, pops immediately after because the Pred alien, as they call it, comes out of the chest of that wacky predator who survived the fight at the end of Alien vs. Predator. And oh my God, the other Yautja try to take it out. What ends up happening? Boom. It crashes into Colorado for some reason. Who cares? Who cares? Everybody in Colorado dies. Whatever. This movie sucks. Alien versus Predator, Requiem. Okay? Long story short, that's what happens. All right? Everybody in Colorado dies, and one guy survives again to tell the story. But, oh, they can't because government. Whatever. Who cares? Now, so we know that aliens and predators have existed since millennia, and they help humans build things like pyramids and whatnot. Except we come to find out in Prometheus, which is in 2089, some more scientists, nosy little scientists, they discover the ruins in Scotland that have a map with some dudes that they call engineers. Very large, very tall, very albino dudes. Do not put them in the sun. We're going to go and find these people. And in 2093, we end up on a planet called LV 223. We got our boy, David 8, who is Michael Fassbender. Everybody loves him. We saw him naked in Shame. Oh, man, what a guy. And then we got Elizabeth Shaw, scientist, and her husband, boyfriend, whoever, because he ends up dying anyway. And they go to this planet. And what do we find out? The xenomorphs don't exist yet. That's right. Alien versus Predator and the terrible AVP Requiem. That's what the Japanese call a Gaiden. It's a side story. Doesn't matter. You can skip those. Just go straight to Prometheus, folks, because that's where it starts. They end up on LV 223. Everybody dies. The dude who's supposed to be the master mapper gets lost. The dude who's supposed to be an excellent biologist plays with a deadly organism and gets murdered by it. And on and on. People make stupid decisions. They die. What are the odds? Elizabeth Shaw, she's the only one who survives with the head of David 8, takes him to another planet. What happens? I don't know. Because in 2104, we're not following them. We're following a colonization ship. That's right. And who's driving the colonization ship? That's right. Your boy from Eastbound and Down, Kenny Powers. He's flying a plane. He's leaving on a jet plane. He retired from baseball, and now suddenly he's a spaceship pilot. Whatever. That's fine. They're looking for Origai 6, a possible utopia. And they're being led by the guy from those MasterCard commercials. You know, the guy from the MasterCard commercials, he decides, hey, let's stop here because this planet seems nicer. Oh, by the way, even though we are incredible, smart, competent people, let's go into an alien planet without even a face mask, without so much as a spacesuit. And whatever happens, does. And then whatever happens, does happen. And they all get infected by something. Because now that's how aliens come. Whatever. With some goo that was in Prometheus. The goo that the alien dudes, who we call the engineers, suddenly had. It gets weird, right? It gets really weird.
Very weird. There's some
really
weird aliens in that, but I love them.
Yeah. We get a weird alien at the end of Prometheus that kind of looks like the xenomorph we know, but whatever. That's why they had Covenant, because we skip all the BS. And it turns out that David's been spending the time from 2093 to 2104, and he's been making the aliens that we know, the ones that are eventually going to kill everyone that Ripley knows. And our dude from the MasterCard commercials, hey, why don't you stick your face over this giant egg and see what happens? I mean, thing.
Oh,
Just take a look. Just take a look. Jumps on his face, gets the first face hugger ever. Congratulations, you're a moron, and you die. And he gives birth to the most dangerous alien species in the history of cinema. That's right, folks. We get our first xenomorph. Pops out, menaces the ship, kills 2 people, making love in the shower. Bad way to go. Or is it a good way, actually? You died doing what you love, my brother, and that's okay. And then, actually, one of the best endings to all alien movies, where we get the daughter of the dude from Law and Order. Come to find out, she thought that David was not David, but it actually was David. And now it's time for you to sleep. And I might put an alien baby inside you and you can't do anything about it. That was cool.
Mean.
In the year,
I like it.
That's right. In the year 2122, we fast forward. These people that we left on the Covenant ship, they're probably all alien food at this point. We don't know. We're waiting for Ridley Scott to make another one. In the year 2122, Ridley Scott's film comes out, Alien. And then we get the 7-person crew with our heroine, Ellen Ripley. Come to find out, the company told them they had to go check out an alien signal, land on this planet. Maybe there's somebody who's alive. Maybe we can help them. Come to find out later on in the movie, that was all a bunch of crap. The company wanted them to land on the ship and get this alien inside them so that they can make money off of it because capitalism. That's why Alien is awesome. Don't trust your boss. What a great message that is. Everybody dies except for Ripley. And the android was this dude who was a creep, who they figured was a creep, and he turned out to be a creepy android and assisted the alien. I can't lie to you about your chances, but you have my sympathies. As he spits out milk. That's a crazy thing. Hey? So they blow up the ship, and like my man Parker says, we don't get out of here in 10 minutes, we won't need no rocket to fly through space. Ripley's got to get all of the air canisters so that she can get on her little escape, the Narcissus. That's right, folks. The Nostromo and the Narcissus. Oh, the alien ends up inside of the thing with Ripley at the end. Oh, my God. Ripley blows it out of the airlock. That becomes a theme.
It does.
Because in the next movie, which takes place 57 years later, as they say in the excellent Konami game that came out in 1990 on the title screen, Alien, this time it's war. Ripley, literally suffering from the worst PTSD in the history of cinema, gets convinced to somehow go back to the planet, not to study, not to collect, but to wipe them out. That's the plan. And who tells her that? Another dude who works for Weyland Yutani. Didn't we just learn not to trust those people? Apparently not, because she goes down there after she explains to them in a 3-hour meeting, don't do anything on this planet. It's full of alien crap. And they said, oh, we've been doing alien crap on this planet. Muhaha. We've been had a bunch of families there. 157 colonists, they end up as alien food. Who has to save them? Ripley and a bunch of Marines. What happens to the Marines? They end up as alien food, except for one of them and a little girl who she saves. Watch the special edition. Trust me, it's a masterpiece. Ellen Ripley, Sigourney should have got an Oscar for it. She fights what we now find out is an alien queen, the leader, kind of like a bee in a hive. She's bad. She's badass. She's big. Unfortunately, in Alien 3, which is immediately after Aliens, also in 2179, she crash lands on a planet, and the writers decide to kill everybody except for her because we weren't invested in Newt and Hicks. You bastards. Never forgive you for that. You should have followed the comics. Anyway, she ends up on planet Fury 161, with a bunch of dudes who are into a religion where they're literally waiting for God to meet them at the ass end of space. Ripley jumps into an EEV that was on her escape pod. Come to find out, somehow there was an alien egg on board. Who put it there? I don't know. Maybe Bishop. Maybe he was a bad guy. Maybe it was the company. Maybe it was Jesus H. Christ. There is no explanation for why there was an alien egg suddenly on the ship, because there was no alien egg on the ship. And the queen, even though she ended up on the ship at the end of Aliens, she had lost her egg sac. That means she can't lay eggs. There is no reason for an egg to be on that ship. It is horrible. It is terrible. I don't care how long this adds to the podcast. There is no reason for an egg to be on the Sulaco. And then they kill Newt. She drowned in her cryotube. And Hicks was impaled. And somehow Ripley got implanted. In the comic book, they show you that when the girl drowned in her cryotube, Newt, the alien that was inside of her crawled into Ripley's mouth, making it even worse than in the movie. Terrible. So Ripley and a bunch of these crazy, nihilistic, religious prisoners come to find out, oh, an alien managed to impregnate a dog. This alien looks cool. And if you watch the special edition of this one, you get more Charles S. Dutton, and everything makes more sense. Because the prisoners are kind of psychos. Some of them are rapists. Some of them are murderers. Some of them are raping murderers. Not a good look. But Ripley ends up befriending them, and she has nothing to fear because she killed an 8-foot-tall creature with acid for blood. The hell does she have to fear from Golic? These smelly guys, even though they don't have anything but the ability to barely make fire. They end up trapping the alien in a room. This psycho lets it out. It eats him. Eventually, it eats a lot more of them. And then they put it in the lead works with the beast and drop a bunch of lead on it. Alien, dead. It explodes. Oh, by the way, Ripley's got an alien inside her for some reason. Because why not? So the company, what's this? We can finally get an alien. They put on the Star Wars hyperdrive, and they end up at that place to pick her up. But too late. She kills herself. Game over. That's the end of Alien. And that's the way it should have ended. Oh, wait. The year 2386, Joss Whedon decides to further kick dirt on the franchise. Because what's the buzzword in the year 1997? Cloning, baby. 200 years later, they decide to clone Ripley. And because she had the alien inside her with the blood samples they collected from Fury 161, they also managed to get an alien queen. Oh, what are the odds? But the alien queen has a human reproductive cycle because the voice of Chucky told us so. And why not? And then we get Ron Perlman with his awesome chin and his craggy face. And that man's from New York City, and he's an old school New Yorker. So I'm just down with him. And Gary Dorton, he's got guns strapped to his arms. And they're mercenary pirates. And they kidnap people who are on a hypersleep cruise. Maybe they're in Gilligan's Island. I don't know. Whatever. They use those people to use with the eggs that the clone that they take out of Ripley is laying. They make aliens. Why? Weyland-Yutani is gone. It was bought out by Walmart or something because Joss Whedon has that sense of humor. And it was lost in the Walmart wars or whatever. Now they're going to use it for medical purposes. I'm doing air quotes. It's crap. It's dumb. Dan Hedaya gets hit with an alien tongue in the face and lives long enough to pull his brain out the back of his head and look at it. This is how stupid this movie is. But we get some cool Ellen Ripley tough guy stuff. We get Winona Ryder as a self-hating android. That's because why not? I guess we needed some angst. We get an awesome underwater scene.
Kitchen fight.
Where the underwater scene is really cool. And they actually filmed that underwater. And that it's really, really a technical masterpiece and achievement. And so that's the one good thing about that movie. And then, aliens get loose. They take over the space station, whatever. Oh my God. We come to find out the ship is heading towards Earth. We can't let the aliens get towards Earth. Ellen Ripley died trying to make that happen. And now here it is about to happen again. And so Ripley and who's left? There's a crippled guy. He's cool. Freese.
Perlman.
And Joner. Joner is Ron Perlman. He survives. And Winona Ryder, she's got a hole in her, but she's a robot, so it's cool. Turns out that the alien queen that came out of Ripley also has a human reproductive system. And so it ended up making a baby that's taller than the queen, murders the queen, says, Mama, and thinks that Ripley is its mommy and has acid for blood and wants her to love it and hug it and squeeze it and pet her. And this movie sucks. So we blow it out of an airlock. And then the ship crashes on Earth. And you could tell that they were kind of trying to set up, maybe the aliens got on Earth this time. Ha ha. But the movie sucked. So it killed the franchise until Prometheus, which was And that's Alien, folks. Deal with it.
Love it. Thank you, man.
Thank you. How long was that?
I have no idea. I was too into it.
I left a couple of things out. You know how it is.
Hey, thank you for joining me, Norbert.
Thank you, my brother. You know I love you and treasure you forever and ever.
Ditto. Paula Swayze. All right, so for me, Mark Hoffmeyer, for Norbert Morvan, this is Movie Stones and Flicks. We'll see you next week.